Hey everyone, welcome to the first installment of the Umbral Vault. This is a show dedicated to unearthing the heaviest, most abrasive sounds from within the underground of extreme metal around the world. I'm your host, JD, and I'll be talking about albums that I've discovered that I think more people should be aware of, highlighting obscure gems from independent artists and unsigned bands who are currently pushing the boundaries from within the genre, as well as forgotten classics from underknown or underrated artists who have laid the very foundations upon which current artists are building upon today. For this episode, I began with the intention of exploring the realm of French death doom, and I soon came to realize that the French metal scene is anything but monolithic. It is a diverse and evolving tapestry of sonic textures where the traditional sounds of the genre are constantly being challenged and redefined. You'll find bands that stick to that more conventional death doom sound, but many others are infusing it with various incarnations of funeral doom, black metal, drone, sludge, psychedelia, and even progressive elements. Today I'm going to spotlight 10 artists that I think everyone should be aware of, and I'm positive that every metalhead out there will find something here that really resonates with them. These 10 albums are all very highly rated on my lists. Ataraxie, Le Déclin. The fifth album by French funeral doom death metal veterans was released in 2024. This album explores profound themes of despair and nihilism, delivering an ultra-heavy, earth-shattering experience across 4 tracks, averaging 20 minutes in length. It's not exactly an easy listen. It demands patience and full concentration to completely appreciate its impact, but if you like skull-crushing, glacial, funeral doom arrangements contrasted by intense pummeling death metal, then this will be an enriching experience for you. Grand in scale and suffocating in tone, The Déclin is both meditative and cataclysmic, a mountainous work of sorrow that refuses resolution and truly embraces the decline. Unalia Deceit. This is a maddening descent into the bowels of extreme, blackened death doom. Their 4th full length is imbrued in misery and smothered in putrefaction. Clocking in at 78 minutes with only 4 tracks, the album delivers devastating waves of anguish, despair, and hopelessness through the effective use of painfully slow guitar riffs, paired with layers of melancholic melodies that combine to create massive opuses that are both beautiful and sorrowful, meticulously transforming from paralyzing rhythms to thunderous blasting before returning to states of tormented reflection. Decrepit is oppressive and unforgiving work, capturing the raw essence of horrors wrought by humanity in sonic form. Cadaver Fumes, Echoing Chambers of Soul. This is a kaleidoscopic death metal odyssey that merges old school filth with progressive and psychedelic flair. Twisting far beyond traditional frameworks, the album balances cavernous riffs and guttural vocals with swirling leads, eerie melodies, and moments of surreal, almost spiritual introspection. There's a sense of momentum and madness throughout, each track a labyrinth of shifting moods and haunted textures where the grotesque meets the transcendent. Echoing Chambers of Soul is a bold, visionary work that pushes the boundaries beyond while remaining deeply rooted in its morbid essence. A truly unique and compelling listen. Adabisma, Chthonic Rituals. A cerebral plunge into the cryptic world of death doom, delivering concepts of esotericism with grotesque vocal execution that sounds as though it's being emanated by a creature freshly unearthed from its tomb. Adabisma's first album creates a grim and ritualistic atmosphere characterized by densely layered guitars, demonic utterances, and groove-oriented to grave-like tempos that pull the listener through soundscapes of an antediluvian time. These song structures carry a primal weight, inducing ancient occult feelings with subtle melodies hidden beneath layers of sonic grime. The Chthonic Rituals is both hypnotic and harrowing, a powerful expression of the raw, arcane spirit found in underground death. Epitaph 2. The second full length, as the album title reveals, is an ambitious and immersive doom death metal masterwork that blurs the lines between brutality and introspection by integrating acoustic guitar with synth, flute, marimba, and saxophone within labyrinthine compositions of mind-altering riffs and soul-stirring atmospheres. Epitaph crafts a cerebral and emotionally devastating sound where moments of blistering aggression dissolve into passages of mournful melody and cosmic contemplation. The compositions are complex, and the production is precise yet cavernous, allowing the band's intricate arrangements to breathe without losing weight. 2 is a journey through grief, chaos, and transcendence, delivered with fearless vision and meticulous precision. Cult of the Cult, Anti-Life. Meant to be consumed as a single continuous piece spanning 53 minutes, the 4th LP by sludge doom titans Cult of the Cult, released on Music Fears Satan in 2018, drags the listener through a pit of plagued delusions filled with torment and rage as the album churns with colossal riffs, pounding drums, and venomous vocals that scream like a Psychean collapse. A decimating ceremony of agonizing despair and self-destructive vehemence that grinds the listener into submission with relentless intensity and a palpable sense of dread that leaves you feeling crushed, yet strangely compelled to experience it again. Anti-Life is a hostile experience, the sonic embodiment of irredeemable loss and absolute negation of hope. Cult of the Cult is currently recording their next album, titled I Have No Name, and you can look forward to its release at the beginning of 2026. Ivan 2. Their second full-length, released in 2013, is an impressive follow-up to their monumental debut, Entering Darkness. On 2, Parisian sludge doom collective Ivan creates an abrasive atmosphere that blurs the boundary between apocalyptic doom and bleak post-metal. Rooted in heavy groove-laden riffs, emotionally crushing harmonies, droning feedback, and narrated by some of the most loathsome vocals within the subgenre, adding yet another layer of visceral aggression while oscillating between glacial doom and chaotic bursts of sludge-soaked fury. 2 feels expansive in scope, a grim meditation on decay, futility, and the slow collapse of all things. Ivan has been on an indefinite hiatus for quite some time now, and it is unclear whether or not they will become active again. However, their drummer Jerome recently started a label called Salmodus Records, and I highly recommend visiting their website, salmodusrecords.com, to discover more amazing underground bands. Modicé. Independently released in 2023, this self-titled debut is a smothering haze of blackened sludge death doom that will leave you feeling completely begrimed and filled, like being covered in soot and ash while escaping the charred, falling debris of a church set ablaze. Each track feels like a slow-burning ritual fueled by hatred and despair, with moments of eerie calm in the form of experimental ambience, giving way to eruptions of raw, blazing intensity. There's no respite here, only a torturous journey through moral decay and anti-religious abhorrence. Modicé is a punishing, cathartic experience that leaves scars in its wake. Liquid Flesh, Dolores. The musical foundations of Liquid Flesh are primarily inspired by 80s and 90s death metal. However, for this record, they made a conscious effort to incorporate more atmospheric elements into their sound by masterfully intertwining doom-laden aura, rock and roll grooves, and psychedelic motifs. Their third full-length and concept album, written in 10 chapters, was released on Time to Kill Records in 2023. It narrates the psychological horror of a woman's mental deterioration and descent into madness, evoking classic gore and unsettling horror through harsh, low-pitched growls, thrash-tinged death metal riffing, spectral ambience, and Arios compositions. Dolores is disfigured, grotesque, and relentlessly grim. A bizarre film score plot that oozes with both storytelling ambition and underground ferocity. Neoni Diagonos. Diagonos. This 2024 debut release is a surreal and enigmatic voyage through avant-garde dimensions of unconventional doom, richly immersed in a copious amount of theatrical grandeur that would befit Dionysus itself. Dionysiac weaves funeral riffs, iconic solos, ritualistic chants, operatic vocals, and unexpected detours into ethereal and neoclassical textures, channeling chaos and divinity in equal measure and crafting a sound that is as decadent as it is unorthodox. Diagonos is a bold, genre-defying work, ceremonial, visionary, and utterly unique. Dionysiac are currently signed to Void Hanger Records and will be recording their second full-length album called La Torba de Hives this August. Look for its release at the end of 2025, beginning of 2026. And that concludes the first episode of the Umbral Vault. If you like what I'm attempting to do here, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm planning to do more segments like this, but as of right now, it's hard to say how often that will be. In the meantime, though, continue to support the bands and artists that you like, and as always, make sure to support and contribute to your local metal scene.